Samurai Jack, it's a work of art.
The show was dramatically different from anything Cartoon Network or anyone else was producing at the time. It was bold, stylish, and cinematic. Part of the genius of the show is both how simple and yet how expansive its core concept is. It succeeds in building a highly varied landscape through which Jack can travel. This creates a highly varied tone that dramatically shifts from episode to episode, and yet it all feels part of the one succinct world. And because of the setting, it all works. It all fits into Samurai Jack's world, meaning the potential for the kind of stories the show can tell are practically limitless. While Jack does have an overarching narrative, it's also highly episodic, each episode being its own self-contained story. This means the self-contained nature of each episode alongside with the strong visual storytelling was a big part of the reason the show became such a success. What grounds it is our one constant in its highly varied landscape. And that is the quiet, understated, yet intensely likable main character, Jack.
Jack was a character we can latch on to.
I think one of Samurai Jack's greatest assets as a show is its restraint and subtlety. And these are both embodied in Jack himself. Jack's way of doing things shone through. Jack's goal is a tangible, physical thing, something he directly pursues in every episode, giving a very simple but very defined reason for him always to be moving forward. It's also these moments where the show really starts to work on an emotional level. It's also here that Jack starts to become something a little more. Visually, Samurai Jack errs on the side of simplicity, with many of its characters being made up of clean, readable shapes with bold and highly stylized silhouettes. But describing Jack's visuals as simple also sells short the underlying skill that's gone into their creation, as well as the wealth of different artistic movements and genres the show draws upon for inspiration, each episode striking a very unique visual tone. No background ever feels overloaded or cluttered. Instead, these simple shapes of the environment are used to frame the shots. And yet, despite their simplicity, each background is given just enough detail to convey a convincing, palpable atmosphere. And what aids this to no end is the exceptional colour work, with each new environment having a specific hue and tone that tells us just as much about Jack's location as any dialogue could, resulting in backgrounds that can be both soothing, foreboding, and even frightening.
Through its framing, they can turn its minimalist environments into something grand and memorable. It could tell a story through visuals alone.
Another aspect that greatly contributes to the show's atmosphere, in particular in the quieter moments of Jack's story, is the exceptional sound design.
It's so simple but feels so elegant.
This show right here, this is special. If you like animation, if you like good television and storytelling, there is no reason why you shouldn't be watching this. Believe me, this is not only one of the finest animated shows I've seen, it's one of the best stories I've seen so far. And that's saying a lot.
I give Samurai Jack a score of